Welcome back guys to SPF Tutoring. In this video we will learn about fractions and more specifically how to add fractions with different denominators. So for our first example we will do 8 divided by 10 plus 5 divided by 20. So first is a very important rule you gotta remember, and whatever you do to the numerator you gotta do it to the denominator. So first we should write it down like in a proper mathematical way. So that's 8 divided by 10 plus 5 divided by 20. So now we got to make sure both of these denominators are similar, so exact same. They can be, one can be 10 and the other can be 20. They both got to be 10 or both got to be 20. So first we got to figure out which number is like the least common denominator from 10 and 20. Since it's 10 always has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 20 has 20, 40, 60. So the first number we get is 60 when we get the multiples of 20 and 10. But those are the big numbers. There's actually a smaller one if you can find one, and that is actually 20. So if we leave this 20 as it is and just increase this 10 by times 2, so to 20, to make it 20, then we can easily get the similar denominator as 20. So let me just erase all this. And so now we gotta start the process. So 10 times 2, if we do 10 times 2, we can get 20. So that will be 20 plus 20, and this 5 comes down, and this becomes 20 because 10 times 2 is 20. But look, as I wrote here, 8 times 2 as well. Why? Because whenever you do something to the bottom, you gotta do the same thing to the top. So we did 10 times 2, which is 20, and so we gotta do the same thing to 8. So 8 times 2 is 16. Now we can easily finish the math. So that is 16 plus 5, which we know is 21, divided by 20, because we leave this 20 as it is. And now you can see this is our answer. And so if we want to make sure and that this answer is correct, we could just go to the calculator and we could put 21 divided by 20, and it will give us answer of 1.05. so that's in decimal. And if we do the same thing to this number here, so just put it in calculator, 8 divided by 20, that's 0.4, plus 5 divided by 20, that is 0.25. So 0.25 plus 0.4, a second, actually my bad, it's actually 8 divided by 10 is 0.8. So 0.8 plus 0.25 is 1.05. So as you can see, this answer here and this answer here matches, so we know that the final answer to this problem is 21 divided by 20. So now we will do our second example. So same thing, first we put it in proper mathematical form, and now we make the denominators similar. So in this case we don't want to do all the listings of stuff, so like 5, 10, 15, 20. We don't want to do that because that wastes time. So instead we are going to do 5 times 7. So that will bring us, so if we put it down, that will be also right here, 5 times 7, 3 times 7, and same thing to 7. So 7 times 5, and then 2 times 5. So what we're going to do is we make sure all the denominators are similar. So for that, so we need 5 times 7, so it's 35, and 7 times 5 is 35. And remember, whatever you do to the bottom, do the same thing to the top. So it's 7 times 3 is 21, and 7 times 5 is 35, plus 5 times 2 is 10, divided by 35. Now to finish it off, 21 plus 10 is 31, as you already know, and this 35 comes over 35. That's our final answer. And we could double check it again doing the calculator method. And now our last example. This example is kind of trickier. Why? Because it has 3 things this time, not 2 as usual. So first, as usual, put it in mathematical format. So 5 divided by 3 plus 8 over 6 plus 7 divided by 36. And now what we gotta do is, as usual, we do 2 things first at one time and then do a third one later. So first we focus on this area. So pretend that 7 divided by 36 is not there, like this one here. Okay, so and now put an equal sign here. And so first we gotta make sure same denominators. So 3 times 6, then 6 times 3, and then 8 times 3. So 5 times 6 is 30, then 6 times 3, 18, plus 8 times 3, which is 24, plus 6 times 3, divided by 6 times 3, which is 18. And now we solve the first part, and now we just add the second part, because we don't want to forget that we still have 7 divided by 36. Now we continue. So we bring it down a bit to have more room here. So equal sign. And now we see that 36 is double of 18. Okay, so what we can do is we should make sure that 18 is similar to 36. So we make sure this whole thing is times 2. So it becomes 36. So 30 times 2, 60, divided by 36. 24 times 2, 48, divided by 36. And finally we keep 7 over 36 the same. And now just finish it off. So 60 plus 48 plus 7 is 115 divided by 36. So guys, this is our final answer. And also make sure that your answer is always reduced to the simplest fraction. So here in this case, 115 divided by 36, we gotta make sure if it's simplified. So for that you can grab a calculator, and in this case first we could see if it's like divisible by 2, 3, 5, all those numbers. And in this case we could see that 115 is divisible by 5, but 36 is not. And we can see that 2 won't work for 115, but it will work for 36. And we can see that 3 will work for one, it won't for the other. So in this case, 115 divided by 36 is already simplified to the lowest form. So here in this video today we learned how to divide fractions with different denominators, and that's all for this video. See you in the next one.